All right, I'm going to show what I think are the best loadouts to use on MSK. You know, I see a lot of people out there using some pretty weird loadouts, and I think that's why they have trouble with MSK. So hopefully this video helps them out and makes the fight a little easier on them. So for MSK, there's really two classes that you could want to use. There's ninja and there's soldier. Like, unless you're doing some weird challenge or you want to beat him with a constructor or beat him with an outlander, the two main classes you're going to be using are ninja and soldier. And so for ninjas, the best ninja to use by far is Link's Cassandra. She has that kunai ability that lets you do more than double damage when it's active. So you want her in the lead. And then there's two team perks. There's two main team perks that you use on MSK. There's Blast from the Past when you want to up your survival, and then there's Totally Rockin' Out when you want to up your damage. And we'll talk about this one after. And then there's some other ones that you can use. I've seen people use Happy Holidays, and even I use another one, this bioenergy source, which I'll show later. But the main two are Blast from the Past and Totally Rockin' Out. So Blast from the Past, you know, it gives you a ton of life at the expense of having no shield. So with the Blast from the Past loadout, these are the heroes you want to use. It's Demolitionist Penny to up your launcher damage, because all the best weapons you use on MSK are launchers. There's the Storm King's Wrath, the Deatomizer, the Potshot. Those are all launchers. And then Tank Penny to up your hardware damage. And you want to use Tank Penny and not this person, Assassin Sarah, I think her name is. She does not, her buff does not work on the horn, because the horn is not a regular enemy. It's like an environmental object, I think, or something. It's like when you hit a car or hit a rock. So her buff does not work on the horn. So don't use her. You want to use Tank Penny. And because all the best weapons to use on the horn are hardware weapons. The Storm King's Fury is hardware, and if you don't have that, then the Surround Pound, which is also hardware. And then Guardian Bull to up your crit rating with hardware weapons. And then you need two Dino heroes to activate Blast from the Past. So the best two are Rex Jonesy to up your launcher damage, your ranged weapon damage, and Prehistoric Iza to up your armor. And armor is huge on MSK, in the MSK fight. So her armor, you get 33 armor, which is something like 25% damage reduction of all damage you take during the fight. So you can take a direct hit from MSK's laser to the face, and you'll still survive with this loadout because you have so much health and so much armor. So if you're just starting off with MSK, or you're a beginner and still trying to learn the fight, I strongly recommend this loadout because it helps you survive and just learn from the fight, because you don't learn anything when you're dead, right? You're not doing anything. So I highly recommend this loadout for beginners. And it's not to say that this is like a beginner loadout or like a noob loadout, because I even use this loadout still. Like if I'm duoing MSK and my partner is using Totally Rockin' Out, I will use this loadout. I may switch one of these heroes for like if I'm on mini boss duty and I know they're gonna pretty much solo the horn, I'll switch out either Tank Penny or Guardian Bull for this guy, Swamp Knight, which increases your damage to miss monsters based on your missing life. Like, I don't mind the missing life from when I'm using Blast from the Past, but because you have so much survivability. And then, so for the gadgets, you want to use, for sure, Adrenaline Rush. That's not an option. You use this when you want to res your downed teammates. And then the other one, I use Slow Field. I've seen people use turrets or airdrop, but I really like Slow Field. Slow Field has clutched the fight so many times. Like if my Adrenaline Rush is down, and you can just drop a Slow Field and res them. Or on the second horn, when you break the second horn, all the little husks are kind of gathered under you where you're going to drop. So just drop your Slow Field and lock them there, and then you can do the end phase without them harassing you. So I really like Slow Field. Okay, so for the totally rockin' out loadout, um, you use these heroes, and the way totally rockin' out works is there's two parts to it. There's the team perk, which gives you 160 crit rating, which is huge. Like this is the main reason why you're running this team perk. 160 crit rating is something like 58% chance to crit on top of your weapon's normal crit rating. So that's going to be like a 70%, almost 70% chance to crit. So you can just string a bunch of crits together when this is active and just rip apart the horn, or take out the mini boss in a couple shots. But I see a lot of people get sucked into this loadout because of the big numbers they put up with totally rocking out, but they just die all the time because your survival is not as good as when you're using Blast from the Past. So be sure you're comfortable with how squishy you are when you're using this loadout. Like if you're dead all the time, you should probably stick to Blast from the Past, right, and learn the fight a little bit more. So you're not like a waste of space. Okay, so for this loadout with totally rocking out, you use the same demolitionist penny, tank penny, and you're gonna need a armor hero. So I use Bomb Squad Kyle to increase your armor by 22, which is like 18% damage reduction. And then you need 2 rocking out heroes to activate totally rocking out. So main stage Quinn gives you wafers, which you can eat to activate totally rocking out. And you get the wafers from harvesting metal in the cave and from the shack when you teleport in. And I wanted to make a note of I've seen people try to shoehorn main stage Quinn into their other loadouts, like their Blast from the Past loadout or whatever, just because they want the wafers. But the wafers, the damage increase you get from wafers, does not work on the horn. The melee attack speed, yes, you get that, but the damage you increase from wafers does not work on the horn. So it's not worth it to use her if you're not using the totally rockin' out team part. Like the whole reason you use these wafers is for that bonus crit rating. So it's not worth it to take wafers from somebody who is using totally rockin' out just to get an increase in melee attack speed. That slot on your loadout is better served for another hero. Right? You're gonna get a bigger benefit from that than just this melee attack speed. And then the last hero is Breakbeat Wildcat, and she can trigger totally rocking out when you kill 10 enemies in 9 seconds, I guess. When you're blasting all those little husks that are running around, yeah, you can turn on totally rocking out. And then same gadgets. It's always going to be these same 2 gadgets. It's on all my loadouts. All right, so for the soldier loadout, the totally rocking out loadout is identical to the ninja one. You're just swapping Special Forces Banshee for Lynx Cassandra. And I've seen other people use this Brainiac Jonesy to get a longer Warcry, but I like having Banshee in the lead. This loadout is the most damage you can do to the horn. Right, you can just rip apart the horn with this loadout. And a lot of times, if I'm doing carries or duos, I'm going to be soloing the horn. So I really like this loadout. It just makes it a joke to solo the horn with this. And then the other loadout I use, I don't actually use a Blast from the Past loadout with soldiers because I find it a little overkill just to have so much survivability. I'd rather have a bit more damage because as a soldier, it's easier. I don't know. You're tankier than a ninja. So I like this loadout, which is Brainiac Jonesy in the lead, and he increases your Warcry by 9 seconds, which is huge. Your Warcry is 21 seconds long, So you can break the second horn and finish the end phase all with Warcry up, and you can kill him before he even spins to clear the builds. So you have an incredibly strong Warcry with this loadout. So Brainiac Jonesy in the lead, and I use this team perk. It's Bioenergy Source, and the way it works is, your energy bar, the orange bar that you have, however much percentage of that bar you use, you get back in shield instantly. So the heavy attack with the Fury, I use that as a soldier to jump around a lot. That uses 40 energy. So 40 energy out of the 100 total is 40%. You get back 40% shield instantly when you use this team perk. So, or if you throw a grenade is like 35 energy or something, you get back 35% shield when you do that. So I really like this team perk with this loadout. It frees up a lot of slots. I'm not locked into having to use Dino heroes or having to use those totally rocking out heroes. So you can kind of stack up on a lot of things. So the same, Demolitionist Penny, Tank Penny, Bomb Squad Kyle, Guardian Bull. Now you can also put Banshee on here to get her Warcry buff in support. So you get a super long, super strong Warcry with this loadout, and it just makes the horns and the end phase a joke. So I really like this loadout. Like if my teammate is using Totally Rockin' Out, and I'm not gonna compete for wafers, so I'll just run this loadout. Oftentimes in my videos you see me duoing as a soldier, and I'm not using wafers, I'm using this loadout. And then I wanted to make a quick note of survivor squads. So I know with survivors, everybody loves trap durability, right? Trap durability is king. You get the most benefit from it, and blah, blah, blah. But it literally does nothing on MSK. Like, you're not using any traps. Your heal pads you get 1, maybe 2 uses out of before they are destroyed. So trap durability does nothing for MSK. So I like to use ranged damage bonus and health bonus. That's what I go for on all my survivors for my MSK loadouts. Because if you like look at the health, so for one of these, if I take away this health bonus, so just one of them is, what is that, 700 to cancel, so it goes from 700 up to that, so it's like 680 ish, 675 health each time you have one of these bonuses, one of these pairs, and you multiply that out. I mean, there's plenty of times where I have dipped below like 5k life. So had I not had all these health bonuses, then I would have been dead, right? So I know it's not much. It's not much in the grand scheme of things, but it is something. So if you're trying to min-max the fight, you're gonna want to use health bonus, ranged damage bonus. And I'd also mention the melee damage bonus that is on survivors does not work on the horn. So if you had your survivors with all melee damage bonus, or you had your survivors with no melee damage bonus, you're going to do the same amount of damage to the horn. So don't go for melee damage bonus if you're trying to buff yourself for MSK. Just go for health, ranged weapon damage, and if you don't have those, then you can go shield. It's not as good as health, but you at least you get something. Blast from the Past, it doesn't do anything because you have no shield, but for the Totally Rockin' Out, at least you get something. So that's that. And then I'll go over schematics in another video, like weapons and weapon perks. This just to keep this one short. So just to recap, here's the set of heroes that you should go for. And when a lot of them, the good thing is a lot of them are just regular heroes that you can get from the collection book with Flux. And we recently had the Dino heroes and the Rockin' Out heroes, so hopefully you have those. Oh, so just to recap, there's Lynx Cassandra, Bomb Squad Kyle, he can be fluxed. The Brainiac Jonesy, and he comes in the llamas now, so and he's the same as this Cool Trooper Ramirez. They have the same team perk. So this and this, they're just reskins of each other. Breakbeat Wildcat, Demolitionist Penny, Guardian Bull. These are just standard heroes you can flux. Main stage Quinn, Special Forces Banshee, she can be fluxed. Tank Penny, also fluxed. Prehistoric Iza, Rex Jonesy. Hopefully you got these during the last event. Was it Hit the Road? And then Swamp Knight, which I think you can get now from the dungeons also. So now is a good time, at least, to get these guys. Don't forget to get these from the events right now, and hopefully you got these and these from the previous event. So that's about it, and I hope this helps.